So now, would I still be able to make my calls? Access call.
You're not. Oh, yeah. Yes.
Wait, the poll didn't come through.
I'm just passing.
No, something to test.
Wow.
Okay, clap your hands once if you can hear my voice. Clap your hands twice if you can hear my voice. Okay, so we're kind of splitting up this review here. So if you feel like if you've already like done this practice test and things are pretty good, but maybe not great, like this is probably the review for you here. I'm planning on kind of trying to go through this test kind of fast and having fun with it and seeing where it goes. If you're like having a lot of trouble, haven't done the test, maybe Alejandro's going to lead a different review where it'll be more on like React concepts and helping people understand with React, and also probably attacking the same kind of stuff. Different pace stuff though. Xavier, you're taking off, right? All right, see it. Have a good week. If you're like super confident, you don't want to be part of either of you, that's great. Don't just keep going, learning more on your own. That's awesome. All right, Alejandro, where are you going?
So, but I want to see that we only have 9 people go there.
You would do it later. I want to go.
So the idea is we really don't want people to just spend all their time watching other people code, which is what these reviews often do. Like, I don't really need to practice writing this test. Not to like, I'm not trying to like sound like, oh, pull myself, but I don't really need that practice, right? So, and if you watch me take it, I'll actually get much better practice than you because it's such an active role. So ideally, you want to be the one coding, yeah?
Could you have where each one of us do like a few lines? So you all do lines.
No, that's
Like if you want to lead a different review where you do that, that's also like awesome. That's totally welcome. I know most of us, oh God, I hope, have looked at the practice review at this point, and so they know that it's kind of a big test. It's kind of long. So I think if we do a few lines at a time, it might take longer than until 6.
So you're gonna do the whole thing?
Yep. Hopefully.
100. Is read available for you?
Yeah, read the round. I don't know what he's planning.
Why are you asking? Who's asking? Why?
So fine.
Wait, hold on. I mean, yes, I am So like I think that this is really important, like and to articulate it in another way, like who should be here, right? The people who should be here are the people who have gotten at least like maybe 2/3, 3/4 of the way through the exam, right? Might be like stuck or like feeling fairly comfortable, but wanting a little bit of like a refresh on what the appropriate architecture is or something like that, right? And who don't feel like they need that much more help, like doing boilerplate syntax React stuff, right? Because we're going to be doing a lot of boilerplate syntax React stuff up there, but the main way that you can learn how to do that independently is by doing it rather than watching somebody else do it, right? That's just giving you a little bit of context about who this is for. It's for that person. And Alejo, you're planning to do a review for people who need a little bit more help with the syntax and foundational stuff. Yep. So we have a separate review for that in the full stage section.
Oh, I guess Victor,
You know who you are.
Leo, Trey. Good.
Well, do you think you could get halfway through this exam on your own? And that's your guy. Are you sticking around? Are you staying? Leaving? Staying? Uh-huh. All right. You staying? Yeah.
I would just to make
It's like if you could probably get 60% of this on your own, stay. If you need more help, probably go. It's up to you. Don't worry, no one's gonna fault you either way. Sorry? I am recording, yeah. See ya.
Yes.
It's true, I am recording. But really, if you go to that one and mine's like 4 hours, don't probably watch like necessarily the whole thing. It's super passive. Trust me, I learned all this stuff, and it was advantageous not to watch.
You're recording.
I am.
It's go watching.
You want to move up?
I like the fact.
Okay. Neely, can you close the door on your way out? Thank you so much. Oh, thanks, Maury. Just push to the side. Here, I'll help you. All right. Cool. Well, welcome. Welcome to my review. Thanks for sticking around. That's awesome. 10 points for all of you. That's a joke. That's 100% joke. All right. So first thing we should do is probably read through the test and figure out exactly what we're being asked. I haven't necessarily totally done this yet. So for this exam, we have no opinion. Okay, so we get to structure this however we want. I'll probably do a single source of truth. That's more my first mind is going towards. So the first page is going to say, welcome to my website. Okay, so that's a home page. Using the JSON, I've got that so I can look at what kind of routes I have available. It looks like I'm going to be able to get all posts, comments, albums, photos, yada, yada, yada. And I can see more specific things here. So I can get posts. If I want all the comments for one post, I guess I could do it like that, and all of the posts for one user. Looks like I could do that. So that's cool. Okay. Following routes. So I'm going to have a post route, album route. So post is going to list all the corresponding comments underneath. Think Facebook. So this is going to be, let's start making a mock-up here. So we've got this post link. This is going to have some kind of list of each post with their comments. So we'll have posts with their comments. And I already know that we actually can't get the user from the comments. They're not connected. The tables aren't connected. But we can get the user from the post. So I'm also going to have the post username. Okay. We're going to have an albums route. Start planning. List all the albums and titles. Individual links. So this is just. Does albums have title already on them? You guys know? So let's go look at the exact data we're dealing with. The more we plan, the easier actually writing it will be. So if I go to albums, open this in a new tab, we can see, okay, so albums has a title. So that's really easy to get. Okay, that's great. So albums has titles with links to the individual album routes. So that's just going to be 2 routes. So this is just a list of titles, essentially, but with links around them. Great. And then we'll have an album ID is going to list all the photos for a given album. So, okay, so all the photos for an album. Is there a photos route? Okay, let's take a look at this data. Okay, so our photos route has, can we get all that? Let's see if we can get a more specific route. I'm wondering if this is possible, or we go albums or photos question mark albums ID. It is, yeah? Okay, so based off that pattern, that's going to be pretty quick. So we can remember that. And then feel free, include a backlink. So I'm just gonna, I'm probably gonna ignore the backlink because it sounds like that's just gonna be in my nav. I'll do a to-dos, list all to-dos. Just trying to take in like the whole thing, right? The list. And then we have users. This is going to be all of our users. This is going to be their information. And they have a link to that post. So this is going to be a link to user ID. And then, oh, it's actually user ID posts then.
All posts from.
It's like, okay, so after you create those routes, add the following steps. Worry about that next. All right, so let's do it. We have to make a bunch of baloney boilerplate code first, but CD into our unit for practice, Adam. Adam opens on my computer and Git. I'll worry about Git later. We'll go npm start. And we're off to the races. Awesome. So while I'm here, I guess we're going to need Axios for sure. So I'm going to install that. npm install Axios. Anything else people can think we need to install? React router. Okay. Anything else? I think we can actually do it with React router gone now. They've since changed it, but yeah. Anything else? Probably not, right? I guess we can always install more stuff later. And we got that basic React page. Let's go remove all that junk. So app.js. It's doing that thing where it doesn't show any of my highlighting. Brilliant. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm just going to close it and open it one more time and see if it sticks with it. So this is just
Correctly, so we don't have to use the dash s.
definitely do. I mean, you can probably use dash s or something. But we need that in your package JSON in order for it to compile on.
Maybe it was someone else then, but you did it, you don't have to do it. It's automatic.
Wasn't me.
Sorry.
Alejandro might have some package. I don't know. That's cool.
It does it automatically.
Okay. I mean, use at your own risk. If it doesn't compile, you start to lose points. It definitely will be on there if you use save. But no, you don't need to, I guess. Okay, so we delete that. And we know we're going to need some sort of nav bar. So I'm going to go ahead and just start making a nav component. So let's go file, new file, I'll say navbar.js. I'm also going to try to get organized. So I'm going to go new folder, and I'm going to call this components. Components. I'm going to move our navbar into that. Dave, is that a question?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up?
Can you talk more about structure?
Sure. Any specific?
Yeah, what relationships do you want? Why do you want to? Why do you want to be
So I'm gonna I'm planning on having one stateful component, and then that's my current plan. I'm thinking I'm gonna separate things by folders. So if there's an album, I'm gonna have an albums folder, which will be like albums and album ID. I'm gonna have a users folder, which will have users and users ID. I'm thinking I'm gonna start with a nav bar and create these routes so I can start flipping through it, and then I'm going to start trying to fill in the spaces, taking it the easiest routes at a time, probably.
You say, separate users and columns, make those open.
Yep, exactly. So, okay, let's go. We go for const fr. Take in anything. I'm gonna just turn nav/nav. Let's import React from React. Yep. Thank you. Import. I'm actually going to do navlink. It's okay if you do link on yours. Navlink allows it so that when we're actually on that page, it gets a class active. So if I chose to style like the active property, so that like the one I'm on has slightly different styling. So I'm going to stick with that. From React router DOM. If you do link though, still like the behavior is all going to be the same. So this I'm going to make this into some kind of UL. Yes/UL, so we can make this somewhat pretty, and we'll say each li. Let's say this is link to nav link to something. Nav link. Okay, where's our first route? Looks like we got posts. So, yeah, sure, we could do home. That sounds great. And we're going to have posts. And thank you. Almost. What else, Nikki? News. Oh, yeah. And user. Pretty massive. Okay, and just going to put this last name. Or I'm going to say nav. Say nav bar. Yep. What are we talking about? Here?
Yeah.
I think this is the form.
Yeah.
Format. I'm going to stick with it. So navlink, when it's currently on that page, is automatically given a class called active. And so if I wanted to style it, so like sometimes if I want people to be able to visually tell what page they're on without them looking at the URL, but looking at the nav, that's something that's beneficial. And I have to fill this stuff out. You may be able to do it with just a string. But for now, I'm just going to keep it. I just want to stay consistent at this point. News and users, and then let's go import that. And we can, I'll just do this. Import navbar from /components /navbar. And let's just, I know I'm going to do routing here, so I think I'm just going to have a route that's always hits for that as well. So I'm going to go import route from React router DOM. And here I'm going to do route. And I'm always I'm not going to specify a component because I always wanted to show a navbar / route. And I do have to, I'm also going to just import my browser router here too. So, browser router, and I'm going to wrap the whole thing in browser router. So the idea is just that it's on the outside and wrapping. So, oops. So it's totally okay if it's here as well. Showing an alternative. Not yet. I don't have any pages. I just have post, home, albums, to-dos, users. Okay, so those are all working. Styled totally miserably. So let's fix that. Let's pull up our console. Highlight our nav. That's our whole. Is that our whole HTML? Ugh. Let's take a look. Div class nav. So if I did display flex on this, and then I did don't want. Oh, I actually don't want this on the nav. I want this on the class nav, which I put here, navbar. So I go display flex, justify content. I'm going to do space around, and I'm going to say text decoration, I think it's called, right? How do I get rid of those bullet points? Do you remember? It is text decoration?
Take out the value, but probably should.
I want the LIs there.
It should be like text decoration.
That's all right. We're going to get it. Okay. I think I just have to put it on the LIs. So I'm also going to make a CSS folder. I'm going to say folder or CSS. And inside of here, I'm going to make a file. I'm going to call it navbar.css. I'm going to say dot navbar. I'm going to put these, put these styles on it. And then and this is all inside of our nav, right? That's okay as it is. And then I'll also just do our LIs. So decoration, none. And then we got to import that as well. So we'll go over here. I'll do this at the bottom. We can import. Did I say from? I don't remember. Look at app, see what date is. Nope. And I am in components, so I'm going to go /css/navbar.css. Interesting that those are still there.
Also, the CSS is a list style type.
List style. Not text decoration. Thank you. List style none, right?
List style type.
Really? No, list style works too. Okay, so now I've got a nav bar. I guess I'll give it a different background color too, like just one here. Background, sky blue, maybe. Ugh. Right? Pretty ugly. But I'm really gonna worry about the styling like probably later, but I just want to at least have some kind of defining thing. I may do a CSS reset. Okay, and now that we just have like a basic idea, I'm gonna get rid of that. Let's make that home page. Does that seem like our easiest thing, right? So I'm gonna say file. I go home to JS. React. From React. Export const home. And I think the directions told us something about our homepage. Welcome to my website. So I'm just gonna have that inside a nice H1 tag. I'll do something like home or div, last name, home, that's div, and I'll have an H1. H1, and we'll paste that in there. Go import it. Cool. And I'm gonna also, now I'm probably gonna use switch. Do these ones, so I'll say switch. And we'll do switch. And we'll say path. I'm gonna do an exact path. Okay, let's go check our work. Ah, see? That's why we have 2 nav bars. Okay, so that's looking all right, right? We got 1 page done. And a lot of boilerplate set up already.
Was it right to put the A tag, the visit, when visited, just to have a certain color? Instead of having it, like right now when it's turned purple,
Yeah.
in your nav bar, I think just want it to be a certain color, just change A tag on the
But they're not A tags, it's a link. But, okay. I guess that's all right. Okay, so we got 1 page done. See what the next page is. So now let's go to posts. So it says list each post. Okay, so we were talking about single source of truth. Let's go get all of the data that we're gonna need. That's how I'm gonna do this. So I'm gonna set up a state. So I'm just gonna go state, and I will do posts. I'm gonna do albums. Well, I'm thinking about it. Users. So here's the thing. So I could have everything as an array, which I know it's going to come into. And then, like, I know I have to get all the comments for a post. So if I do that, I'm going to have to constantly search through them. And that's going to be 2 loops. So I'm thinking if I reformat my data in a way so that I have an ID pointing to something, I might be able to benefit from that. Although, now that I'm thinking about it, it's going to be a little, it should be okay. Well, let's really plan this out.
So you go through
That's what I'm thinking. But let's say, so list each post and comments underneath. So for the post, it's fine, it looks like, to just have an array, right? And then For the comments, we're going to need the comments for each post as well as the user. So I'm thinking I can store my posts in a regular array, where I just go like, I have a post object. Think about storing my users in a way that like has the user, like their ID, pointing to the user object. Comments, though, I will need the post ID pointing to an array object, right? Just for comments. Let's try that out. Might be overcomplicating. We'll see. Okay. So I'll definitely need to make an Axios call. So I'm going to make a utility folder and go like util.js. And here, I'm going to make a file called util. Whoops, .js. This should just be util folder. Oops. Cool. And I'm going to do my Axios calls from here. So I'm going to import Axios. I'm trying to think if this even makes sense. Axios. So I'm going to make a function called const get posts. And so posts we decided is just going to be the regular response. I'm going to go Axios.get. Forget what that post would be. This link. Do I ever have to show a user? I have to get all the posts by a user, right? So maybe I'll organize my posts not like this, but instead have an object of a user ID pointing to. Yeah. It's gonna be too much work. It's all too much work. Forget it. Let's go the less time efficient route. We can always refactor later. So, and if that's the case, let's make these objects. Let's just make these arrays. We'll just do it the same way I think we all did it. So we have posts, albums, users. What is it? To-dos? Anything else? No, right? Comments?
I think comments will be.
Yeah, but we can still get all the comments. And photos. Sure, I'll just get everything. Let's try it. This is going to be wild. But why not? Let's not worry about this for now. And instead, we'll just make an Axios call up here. I might use it later though. Axios from Axios. And then in our component did, and then I guess we can make a function that's like get all. This will take something like a route. And then we can do axios.get, and we'll post what we had a minute ago. Do plus route. Let's make this async await. Async. I'll say spread data equal await. And I'll say this dot set state. I'll say our route pointing to data dot. Are they all dot data? Dot message. That's all right. We'll just look real quick. Okay, and then we'll have some kind of component to mount. Did I? Thank you. Now I don't know how to spell it. Is that? Okay. Component did mount. Right, we have a lot of stuff in our state right now. So, like we have too much, really, and that's why Redux is so helpful. But we'll get into that soon. And I'll just say this dot get all posts. And down here, I'm just going to console log our state. Make sure this is working. Oh, wait. We didn't know for sure what this was, right? And response is data. Okay. So we refresh console data. The tag switch is unrecognized in this browser. Oh, it's capital S, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, so it's just data.data. It should be like that. So continue through our debugger. Take a look. It didn't work because I had date before. Okay, cool. Let's go fix that switch thing. And this I already had capitalized it. Awesome. So we can remove our debugger. And I'm gonna go ahead, just get everything. And deal with that. Albums, users, dues, comments, photos. That's crazy. It's gonna kill my loading time. It's all right.
Why are you loading? Why do you choose to load everything? That's fine.
Mostly because when I was helping people, there was a lot of times when they weren't able to go to a different route and pass that information. So I figured I would just completely bypass that problem. And maybe we'll refactor as we go and we'll realize like, oh, I don't need this anywhere else, so I'll just change it. I'm still living in the world of Redux in my head. So I know I'm gonna get Redux, so this is kind of my personal Redux. Okay. Okay, so now we got a bunch of information, but we don't have a bunch of components yet. And do we ever have to go to post ID? Let's look at. No, right? So we just have to go to posts and we have to look at all of their comments. So we got to look at all of the posts and all of their comments. Fine. So I'm going to make a component. I'm going to call it new file. I'm going to say posts .js, and I'm going to say import React from React, and we'll export const posts. It's going to take in props definitely with the way we're setting it up. Is this the only place that we need posts? Or we're going to need the posts of a user, right? So, all right, so then I'm definitely going to keep it down. Is this the only place we need comments? Yes. So I could do that. I could do that here, but I'm just going to stick with how it is for right now. All right, so we got to display all of our comments. Okay, so this is going to be in some sort of UL, and I'm going to say this can be class name, alt posts, and then let's start doing this. So we'll say let posts equal, well, I might as well just destructure it because I know I'm going to take out. I'm going to take out posts and comments. That's all we need on this page, yeah? All right, so posts and comments, I'm going to say let posts. I'll just say, I'll say, so I'm just doing it here. I just don't know if I want to have the same name. I call it display posts. Okay. And I'll say post.map, and each one of these is a post. And so now I have a post. Oh, do I need to get I need the user also from here, right?
Well, that's if you want to. Yeah.
I have to display the name of the user who posted it, right? No, the comment should be. So this is definitely going to be probably the hardest and most confusing of them all. So was that everyone else's feeling, or this isn't?
User was the one who knows.
Yeah. Right. So, ooh, this is pretty gross. Okay, I'm gonna say let found user. Oops. All right, so down here, now we're in this map. I think we gotta find the user who wrote this post. Found user equals users.find user.id is equal to post.userid. And then I'm going to say let. So this definitely isn't like time efficient. Let display comments. But once we get everything going, I'm like happy to like try to refactor stuff. Let display comments equal comments.map comment, and then I'll say if comment.post ID is equal to post.id, and I want to return li with the comment dot. Is it body? It is? Oh, good guess. Okay, so we say comment dot body. And I'm gonna li this. Okay, else turn null. So where am I? Still in display comments. Yep. I'm grabbing the user that wrote the post. Yep. Okay, so my spacing got weird. So it should go like that. And this should be further. And this should be here. Ugh, how gross is that, right? But let's go with it. So let's just go turn here. So this is returning from our original one, right? And let's see. This should be an li / li. And then I'm gonna say should be post name. And that's gonna point to
I'm sorry to interrupt. Is anyone a notary? Notary public? Nope, great. As you were,
thank you. What's post? What do they have? Title? Name? What do they have? Title? All right. So this is going to be that. I'll put a break here. What else? What else do they have? They've got the body.
We can have break.
Yeah, we're not testing for that. I'll say body. It definitely does. So, good catch. Post body. Oops. Yeah. How do I do this? Shift. What else do we need? I need to have the username, right? Okay, so I'm going to say user, and I'm going to have this point to user.name. Yep,
Pass the props already?
not yet.
So you're gonna put it in line.
I am coding blind. I'm extremely confident that I'll be able to pass 3 arrays in. But, well, no, soon enough, that could be a big mistake. And then we got to make comments. So I'm going to go another UL. Or maybe I'll make this an ordered list. The non-user is the object. /OL. That makes a really good point, and now I'm super nervous. And we'll just say, we'll make our comments as display comments. Then down here, all I have to do is display posts. Okay.
So in this case, would filter and find the exchangeable?
No, filter returns an array, find returns the element. And the first instance of it, filter can return multiple instances. Okay, so I've already exported that. And let's just start praying that it all goes well. Posts. Do. Posts. Posts. And we'll see. Oh, brilliant. Of course. What page am I on? Okay, here we go. Oh, it's just failing to compile totally. Parsing error, unexpected. Yes. I seem to have made that mistake. Comment is not defined. Excellent. So we haven't actually passed anything yet, right? So I can't do this. I have to render, and this takes in something. So I'm going to do get props. I'm going to posts. Gonna do props here. I did that in case I need them. And then I'm going to do comments. This.state.comments. Okay. Clean that up a little bit. Posts. This.state.posts. And we did users, right? Users. This.state.users. All right. Let's pray. Oh, God. Comment. Not defined. So maybe I misspelled things. Comment. I left out my extra M that I had in all of them. Okay, so now we've got our welcome page, and we go to posts, and we get our post name, our body, our user, and then comments. Great, so it totally worked. That was good. We're not totally right though. Shouldn't code blind. It would have been a lot smarter of me to make a route for it, do a basic component check, and then pass things in and really check. I think part of the reason why, this isn't an excuse, but part of the reason why I'm coding blind is because this is a big test. This is a big practice test, and we are only going, we're definitely not going to go later than 6. And if I was working on this on my own, I definitely would probably really try to take my time instead of just blitz through it. But I'm hoping to finish this by 4 or 5. We'll see. But yeah, this is like a casual day, you know? Anyway, so post is done. So, what did you say? No, it's 309. It's 309. Okay, so now let's keep going. So now we got albums, list of all albums with links to the individual album routes. Awesome. We can do that. Okay. I'm going to, and we have album ID too, right? So I'm going to make a new folder called albums in here. And we have a file called albums.js. Let's do it. So I'm going to import React from React, export const albums. So taking some sort of props. Turn. I'm going to say div class name of albums. Are we worried about this styling at all, or are we only worried about like functionality? Mostly. Okay, cool. So I'll put most of our emphasis. We can style at the end. Okay. So for here, I'm gonna be totally a better student, like we're not, and try to be better about this kind of stuff. So an app here, I already know everything's at stake. I definitely don't want to keep seeing that. And then we can make a new route similar to how we've done it. So we're going to say route. I'm going to just do another exact. Because why not? Exact path slash albums render props, and I will. I guess I don't want to do that. Just want to automatically return it. I'm going to do albums. That props. And this one just takes an albums, right? Hello? This takes some photos?
Album and photos.
We sure? Hang on. Albums, list of all album titles with links to the individual. Yeah, but only on album.id would I display the photos.
It's just the titles. And you do that right now.
Perfect. Thank you, Davey. Okay. So I don't really need a lot in this one. I do have to import it. And say albums. Album slash albums. Doesn't it like parsing error, unexpected token. So it doesn't like that I didn't close my route down here. And can't blame it for that. I don't like it either. Albums.js does not match the corresponding name on the disk. So maybe I accidentally called it something else. Albums.
You have to capitalize when you're importing.
Ah, see, so I broke something that I've been doing. And I'm going to change, I'd rather stay consistent. Good catch. Albums, that's not nice corresponding name. Oh, yeah, so I've already changed that. This is now an old error, right? So I've had this situation before. So I'm just going to kill it and restart it. So sometimes if you've made a mistake with your path there for the file and then you fix it, it doesn't seem to be into fixing it. But we can trust that it's okay. Cannot read property name of undefined. Where's that coming from? Oh, because we're in post right now. Yeah, so that's a negative, the fact that we can't refresh on posts. So that's definitely something worth. If we can fix that just by checking to make sure that we already get that information. See, if I refresh, it doesn't like it because I don't have it yet. But if inside of posts, I just say like here, I say like if users dot length and they're all arrays, right? And post dot length and comments dot length. Return this. If this will work. Oh, we're still getting it.
All the API calls are.
They're an app. We should still be firing them though, right? Do we not fire? Hang on, this, I'm gonna change this logic. Do it at the top. Before it runs all that other stuff. Yes. If there is, length would be true. I might be getting this mixed up. This would be, 0 would be true, right? So if any of these, I guess this is or, right? Because if any of these are 0, we don't want it to run. So 0 would be give us back true. If we want to do that, then these have to be 4. If that works. Yeah, okay, so that works now. Great, so now it doesn't matter. Don't like this warning. Let's go get rid of that warning. 2 while we're in here. So this is map. The li for that is here. So I'm going to say key is equal to post.id. And then in our comments, I'll say key equal to comment.id. Great. Okay, so now we got post and home, and it totally works. Now we don't have to worry about it. We can totally close that. Okay, and now we're working on albums. Albums is connected, so that's great. Johnny? No, it goes and makes a request. It's wrapped in app, so we're still seeing app no matter where we are in the application. Okay, so we're in, okay, so pass, we gotta pass something to albums, and we already did, great. So I'm gonna take albums out here. Albums. Probably get the same thing here too, so I'll just say if albums.length turn. Oh. Otherwise, let's go let display albums is albums.map, and we have an album, and we'll return, and we're just returning a link, right?
What is the error that you're getting? What is that?
The warning?
Yeah, no, the error that you.
When?
That's why you have to do that next page.
Oh, so when I'm refreshing, I'm trying to display this component, without having it return anything back. And since I'm like calling these variables,
Why are you not retaining it?
they weren't there yet. I was beating the data. Redux is going to make this a little nicer. Anyway, good question. Slash link. So this is just going to be the album.title, right? Album.title. This probably needs the key. This is going to be album ID, and then we're also going to that, right? Go albums plus album ID.
I think you're getting the information on app. So that should be the first thing that fires into it. That should be.
But it's also rendering that page because we're already on that page. We have to import link. So we're hitting that route immediately, and our state is still empty. So that's why it's complaining.
And so we have like 2 albums plus album ID. We have album route.js. Just having this other one as the ID. So
I should have an ID. Yeah, this is going to allow us to go link to that page. So now when we go to albums, let's see. Instead of having it here, we can just do display albums. Oops. Yikes. Yeah. But they're all there. Make it a UL. Self. And I'll put these in an LI. 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 Cool. So I guess these are all of our albums. Terrible titles. And when we click to that, we have to also have a slash, it looks like here. Let's try it again. And that's good. Okay. Yep.
how does your go back to the code? How does display album when you just call the variable?
This is an array. It's an array of JSX items. And so it can interpret that. This is a very similar pattern to what we did in posts and in almost everything we've done. Right here. All right, got to keep going. This is the speed round. So we're doing albums ID, or I guess I'll just say like album show. Display album, maybe I'll do that. Display album.js. This will be export const display album props. a long test. Longer than the real test. Maybe. You didn't hear it from me. Alejandro's actually trying to write specs. It'll be really sick. But we're going to grade them as they come this time. You'll be submitting them differently. Don't worry, the instructions are all in there. We're also extending the time that it's due. It's going to be due Friday at midnight. No, Friday at midnight. So that's going to help the Uber people and things. No, Friday at midnight. You can try to submit it on Monday. That's it. See what it.
Wait, that means we don't have to like.
You have to come in during the hours to work on the test. Yep. Then you're done. Enjoy your weekend. Okay, so we got to make another route here. So I'm going to go route. Closing it now. I'm going to do exact path is /albums/ID. And I know we're going to have to pass stuff in, so I'm just going to go right to it. And we're going to take in a display album. And this is going to take in its props. And then, what else do we need? We're going to need, to flip them. But no, I have exact. But if I didn't have exact, then yes. Okay, so I'm going to need photos, apparently. I'm going to go this.state.photo, Foots, photos. And what else do we need? Let's spell what part? Over here? Oh, yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I can't spell. That's nothing new. And I guess we need to pass in albums. 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 And I'll just do the same thing. Albums. Go import them. Play album.
We have one question.
Sure.
So is it recommended practice to actually have different components? So like, for example, case we're going into the album, which is the album component, and then we have an album section ID, so there's actually.
Personally, Personally, for me, every route has its own component. Usually, often filled with other components too. Right, like each one of those comments, like in our posting, we did it really dirty because we're just trying to fly through it. But we could have made each one of those comments a display comment item. Then it would be really nice to style. Like that's probably how I would do it if this was a full stack thing, or if I was going to be showing this to an employer at some point. However, I'm just trying to blast through it, so I didn't. That's a great question. Okay. So we got this. This is I'm gonna destructure. Now we know what's coming in. Albums, comments, and I have a feeling I'm gonna have that same problem. So I'm just gonna pass it right now and say if there is albums.length or there's comments.length. I'm just gonna return null. Otherwise, we have to find our album. So we go let album. And I'm going to say albums. Find album. Album.id equal to, actually, I'm just going to do props here. And I'm going to destructure it here. Comments. Because we're actually going to need to use props this time for the ID. Right, I gotta get the ID in the parameter. So I'm gonna go props dot. Does anybody know it off the top of their head?
Match parents.
Thank. That's right. Props dot match dot params dot ID. I gotta make this a number, or I can probably just do a double equal signs. So that's what I'm gonna do. And so, because it's just shorter, and then we have to grab all. We have to grab all of the photos for that album, right? Is that correct? Okay. So first thing I'm gonna do is Davey.
You didn't use the spread proxy for into ranking. You have to use the router here.
I think I'm still able to get it. Yeah, to send it through. With router is like okay. So right now I have my nav bar in this route, right? But if instead I had done slash nav bar like that, then I'd have to use with router. Route is a wrapper, a high order component is going to pass that stuff in there for us. So as long as it's wrapped in route, we should have access. Okay, so this is going to be, I'm going to say title, and I'm going to go album.title. And then how do we want to find all of the, it's not comments, is it? It's photos, right? Nobody corrected me? All right. We're in this together. Okay. I did. How many places? Okay. Did I spell it wrong again? Oh.
It's just you now.
Okay, so do we want to, I guess we can just map through them here too. So let's go like with a let display. But it's pretty repetitive. Go photos.map photo. Then I'll say if photo.id, photo.album ID, right? Album ID is equal to album.id. Then we'll return this beautiful li, the key, the photo.id. And what's supposed to go in here? It's an image, right? I'm going to say image, source, something, alt, something else. And our source is, anybody know off the top of their head? Photo.thumbnail URL. But we'll find out soon enough. Oh, we got someone up from outside watching. Big fan. They wrote in. All capitally? It's right? Okay. Else return null and spell correctly. And then down here, let's do a ul/ul. And then we will do display photos. Okay. Let's try it out. Keyword return. Thank you. Who said that? Davey, nice catch. Davey, nice catch. Person out there is like, what's wrong with this spelling? Can he code? Okay, so we're currently on albums. I click on an album. Cannot read property. Albums of undefined. What? Help me. So let's see if we passed it in correctly. Albums. Albums. Okay. That looks good. If there is no albums.length, I guess I should do or photos again. Yeah, that's an old mistake. You try coding with your head 90 degrees. Thank you. Photos is not defined. Well, it is defined. Up here. For some reason I thought we were going to grab the props. Where am I? No, we were in display item, right? Yeah. Okay. So we don't need photos here, actually, right? So I'm just in the wrong component. Okay, so albums was done, correct? So this is a different problem. Albums of undefined. Let's get rid of some of this extra crap. Cannot read albums undefined. So this is returning undefined. So this isn't working. I'm pretty sure that this is what's wrong. So what we need to do is throw in a debugger here, just to make sure we're getting our props. See if we doesn't reach the line. Hates us. Okay. So it's probably this line. Maybe. Right. Same error. Oh, that's frustrating.
Let me just go back to album.
Go to albums. Should work. We're in good shape here. Yeah. So it's happening here. Something's happening. Oh, I know what's going on. You gotta take this out. Can't destructure props like that. Oh, stupid. Gotta be it. Tight. And let's make sure props don't mesh. Props don't match. Params. Okay, cool. So everything should be good. Oh yeah, beautiful. Yes. Okay. Oh, hello. Welcome. All right, so that's a huge win because that was an annoying bug. Let's just make sure that our console is still clean and get rid of our debugger. Yep. So that's because I'm using this double equal sign, but it's not that into it, so we might as well parse it or use number. I think I'm gonna do number. This is definitely encourage you to look that one up. There's a slight difference. Oh, because I put props in there, and I was still trying to deconstruct props out of nothing, so it was all freaked out. So we have our title, and then we have all of its photos, and we said we were going to worry about styling later. So let's keep going. Okay, so albums ID. So this is done. So now we're on our to-dos. So it says to list all of our to-dos. Let's do it. Is there any other to-do stuff we need? It's just random to list all the to-dos? Sounds great. Let's do it. We could use the break. To-dos.js. So let's just do export const do's. This is going to take in do's. Return. Div. Slash div. Give this a class. Name of do's. And for now, we'll turn hello. Axios import React from React. Perfect. Okay, cool. So now we've got that. Let's not code blind because Renat's here. And she is keeping us honest, which is awesome. So let's just add to-dos here. So we'll say that, we'll go to to-dos, and let's create another row. The route, stack, path, to-dos, I need a slash. And this is also taking in props, right? To-dos. Object destructure, spread, and then we can pass in to-dos. It's going to be pointing to our state. Awesome. So when we go to to-dos, let's see what happens. We have just our nice little hello. And I'm going to assume we've got our to-dos now. So I'm going to do let display to-dos. And we do our regular pattern, right? Do, and we'll return li/li. What do we need to display from our to-do? Do we know? What's the to-dos? Can somebody tell me a topic in there? Title and completed?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to have our to-do. We will say title, and this will be to-do.title, and then we'll have completed. We can say to-do.completed.to string. Booleans don't show up in JSX otherwise. And then we can just put in the UL, and we can say display do's. expected an assignment or function call, instead sought an expression. Right. So we have to return this. Awesome. So it looks really messy. But we said we were going to worry about the styling later. I will just put in like a quick break though, just we don't have to think about it. Okay. So this person like is clear procrastinator. Needs to start doing some like seriously needs to start doing stuff. So we've got our home, we've got our posts, we've got our albums. We click on an album, we go back, we go to to-dos. So now we're like pretty much almost done, right? We only have a couple more routes to go. So hopefully we can blow these out. Oh my God, this. So if anybody ever needs a new thermos and they get a Zudarushi, they're really good at heat. My coffee's still totally hot. But I'm like, no, I'm not sponsored. But that's the reason I'm so sleepy is because I can't drink as much coffee. That's why I'm only like halfway up.
Better than yours.
So much better. Yeah, you wouldn't believe it. Mate, but you have a newer Contigo than what I had. Brought to you by coffee. All right, so let's do users. List all users' names. Beautiful. Each linking to a user's post. So that's going to be like an individual user's post. Great. There should be a text input with a button for search when the user types in a full name. So it's not case sensitive. It's going to be filtered down to what we're looking for. Awesome. Let's do it. So we're going to have a couple user components. So I'm going to make 2 user folders. Stay organized. I'm going to say new folder. I'm going to go with our users. And in here, I'm just trying to get someone's attention. Users.js. Let's just start doing it. Import React from React. Hopefully we know this pattern by now. I know we do because we're in this. Otherwise we would have gone to the other one. Export users. This is going to take in some sort of props. And we will say turn. This is also just a list, right? Oh, no, this is a whole component. Okay. Give this a class name in place we do end up styling thing. Users. And then we also need this form. I'm just going to go ahead and write the form. Maybe we should keep track of a local state for the form on this one. Yeah. Expert default class users. Let's just do it. Extends React. I'm going to keep a little state for our form. And then we're just going to keep track of this state. Oh no, just state, I'm sorry. This is a new syntax for me. And I'm going to say form input. I'm just going to have it be empty. And we'll make our form. Form. Have on. Yeah. Yes, we do. Render. Cool. And so, okay, so now we got a form. Oh, we need it. And our form has some input, so we'll say like, enter a name, and we'll have an input. What type should this be? Yeah, okay. X, let's give this a value. Our value should be what? Here.
That should be the other form, state check.
Perfect. All right, and we'll do a little unchange on here. Unchange, and we'll say, yep.
So the reason why we're not putting this dot state on the top right below is it because we don't have the
Yeah. Which you can get away with. I'm only doing that now because we're in the group that has less questions. Yeah, we're not.
Mentioning Java construct.
So it actually does it automatically for you.
How do you pass props?
It will also just come automatic.
Props come automatically without passing them the second.
I believe so.
Passive with props.
I think so. Definitely worth experimenting. Okay, and so we'll do our handle change. So let's do handle change. We'll do this ES6 since we're already doing things that are fancy. And we can say this dot set state, and we'll say form input pointing to event dot target dot value. Pretty much the standard one. Let's see. Oh yeah. Or no, you got to keep us honest here. We got to stop coding blind, right? It's like so easy to get into the habit if you've got a clear vision of like what you want to do, right? You just start going for it. But we really should not do that. This is an incredible amount of imports here. Users from dot slash components slash. I did it in the file users slash users. Let's and this also is going to take in information because it's going to take in all of our users. So let's go route exact path slash users render props. And I'm going to say users. Oops. Fill this in. Props. And we'll say users, which is going to be this state users. Do we need anything else in here? No, right? Just the users for now. We'll have to do the ID component in a minute. Okay, so now let's try it. See if we have some progress. We go to users and we go, all right, enter name. All right, well, my name doesn't do anything and we don't have any prevent default. So let's fix that. Is it already supposed to be showing a list?
Yeah.
Okay. So since it's already supposed to be showing a list, let's make a list. So I think I already have props available to me, but I'm just going to put a debugger in to make sure. Hey, is there a question? I'm going to go props, this dot props, and I do have our users. Great. So I can just treat it like, what happened? Oh, that's okay. I brought boots. All right. This. So I'm going to say let display user. I can't spell. I'm still waiting for them to change the alphabet to the way I want things spelled. This dot props dot users map word user. All right. All right. Let me just snap my fingers. Let's just shake it out. All right. So on the users, what do we want to display? Just their name, right? Okay. So I'm going to do li/li I know, this is great. Okay, and we do a key. Ooh, I spelled it right. User.id. And in here, we got to have a link to something. I'll figure that out in a second. Link. It's going to be user.name. We got to import our link. Import. Getting so self-conscious about the spelling. It's like ridiculous. Oh my God.
Yeah, import.
Sorry. Okay. Davey with the fake count. Psych. Thank you, Davey, for that. Okay, so now we'll put in our UL. Let's see if we can get some action going here. FUL. We can just do display users.
So, that's right. If you ask for a button, it's gonna give you an input. I submit. So how does that work?
If it's one more time.
If I would ask for a button, you give it.
I haven't given it a button yet.
How about these?
I'll put a button on there. I was half thinking we'll do what we did with you, or they just type it in and it filters as it's going. But
Okay, press enter.
test, you won't come across that problem with the test.
Searches.
Well, yeah, when I hit enter. But I'm talking about like we could easily filter out the names as they're typing it, but it's not exactly what was asked, so I guess we don't have to. But it's just a link to that name, right? Yeah, so this question's a little bit weird. Users plus user.id plus, here we go, I need a slash here. Slash hosts. Expect an assignment or functional call instead sought an expression. Where do we think that's from? What is it? Davey, what did you say?
It's like a not returning.
Not returning from the map, exactly. We do have them with the step props. They come automatically. Yeah, I checked. So when we don't put in the constructor, it puts one in for you, where it's just a plain empty constructor and a super, both to take props. I did pass everything after yes. Yep. I think it might come anyway. React does a lot of the heavy lifting. Fortunately. Okay, so now we've got this, and I guess we're supposed to do something with, ooh, that's all right. I'll be back in a second. I don't know if it's still recording. I think it is. Okay. So now it's kind of up to us how we want to design it. I know that the test has its own specific rules, but I don't know if I'm that interested in them. Yeah, so this works great. So what I propose is that as we type the name, it just slowly becomes one thing if it matches, and then when we hit enter, we'll just go to that. Sound fair? Like,
That would.
don't think so. I didn't write this. What? Thanks, Jim. So, because it wants, types a full name and clicks the button, user list should be filtered for the user they're looking for. I don't know, I feel like it's almost the same thing. I feel like that's up for interpretation. So let's just do it. Let's just do it. So we can do that in our map. So I'll say if user.name.to lowercase, because we did specify that, and we say index of this dot state dot form input dot to lowercase filter. So if it's equal to 0, we'll want to return this. Hang on. Sort of. Else, well, that's part of it. It's to standardize the inputs. Else return null. So I think we messed up. What doesn't it like? Something with how it's parsed. So we did that move too fast. So we'll get rid of. No, we want that. Let's just, if is equal to 0, this should be user that's lowercase. That index of this that state that form inputs is lowercase. If that's the case, we want to return that. Else or no. Oh, come on. What's wrong? Anybody good at counting brackets? Sorry?
Are we missing a bracket? Yeah. What's the arrow say? What is the page say?
Maybe it's that semicolon or something. Hate this. Maybe one more. Yeah, the map. You're right. The map never closes. Cool. So now when we type in Leanne, it's already there. Like, and as we type in, they're almost the same name, but now we're in Clementina. Okay, so we've done like a basic filter with regex, which is something I sent Davey. We can do first, middle, and last name and stuff. But I think for now, this is pretty good. So then let's figure out like an onSubmit handler. So on our form, we'll add an onSubmit. And we'll say this dot, and we'll submit. And we'll write our handle submit. Handle submit, takes in an E. We're still doing all right on time. That's really good. E dot prevent default. Okay, so now we've got this prevent default. What do we want to do? What's our goal based off of this? Yeah, so at this point, we can take a look at what's in our input and do essentially the exact same thing here with filtering it, right? And then if the length of that is 1, we can submit, we can just push the page. That's what I'm thinking. So I'll write what I'm thinking. So we'll say, okay, so if, we'll do this big if statement, we'll say if, then we'll do, okay, no, we gotta go this dot state dot, we have our users dot filter. Maybe we can do find and just send the 1. Do we care? So if they hit enter prematurely and there's still 2 things, it will just take the first thing that it found. So let's do that. Find, and I'm going to say user, and we'll do this beautiful line right here. Which last parenthesis? That was part of the if statement before. This is going to be return. Pretty nasty. And we can say let user equal this. And then we can go this dot props dot history dot push slash just slash users. Let's switch it up because we haven't done this for a while. Users slash user dot ID slash hosts. And let's see if that works. Okay. So we go in here and we type in Irvin and I hit enter. And we go, yeah, so user 2 and post. So that's working. Yep.
So can you actually explain why exactly
Index of is checking for substrings of completion. So I definitely play around with it on Node, but if you say like hello dot index of, what do we want to try? H. Okay, so we do H. What's this going to give us back? 0. Who said that? You? Nice. What's your name? Pam. Pam. All right. That's like the office. Okay. So we have index 0. Sorry, this is the first thing that comes to mind. Doesn't it go like Pam, Pam, Pam? Okay. Well, sorry about that. All right. I'm sorry. It's the only way I'm going to be able to. Well, there's no comparison. It's just my mnemonic device. Yeah. You know, the show is good for the first few seasons. All right. So then, okay. So then, what about if I pass in hell? What's our index going to be? What are we going to get back? Yeah. Also, still just 0. What if I pass in L? What's it going to be? 1? Who said that? Everyone? Great. Yeah, that's 1. Yeah, so and what if I pass in G? -1, yeah. Right, so I'm just checking to see if it's a match starting from the beginning. That's all that's doing, and if it is, why is L 1? Because this is the first index. This is where it starts to match. If you're still tricky on it, look that one up. It has we'll explain it and practice it. Okay, so now we got to write our final component, which is just the user's post. So we're going to go in here and create a new file called user post.js. We can import React from React export const what do I call it? User posts. Some sort of props. This takes in users and posts, right? So I'm just gonna pass those in. Users. Oh, but we're gonna match. I'm just gonna do props. Alrighty then. So then we're gonna return. And so a nice big H1 that says username. And then we'll do a UL. Well, that's all we really need for now, right? We don't have any information. Oh, I should probably wrap this all in one thing. All right. Wish I could see the highlighting. Okay, cool. Should we be honest? Let's go do it. Yeah. I didn't close it. Good catch, Issa. Awesome. Equalize. Muy bien. Okay, so now we can do, let's just do this, and we'll do user posts. Oh God. Users posts. And then let's get that route. Oh my God, look how disgusting this is. So like when we hit Redux, this is gonna make a lot of this quite a bit nicer because these will all just say component. They won't be like render and then all this crap inside of here. But for now, we'll just deal with it. Path. Oops. Slash users slash ID slash posts. And before I forget, I'm just gonna go like that, and then we'll do render. Okay, I spaced out. Sorry. Props and user posts. We said we wanted to pass users in here. Users. What else do we need? Posts. Do we need posts? I think that's the whole point of this one, right? We're going to show all the posts belonging to a specific user. Question.
Don't we need the pops?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it. Good idea. Rock and roll. Whoa, okay, so we got our username. Awesome. That's so far good. Okay, so users is done. Don't care about that. And so let's take a look here and let's do that same thing where we just check for the length to make sure it has all of them. So I'm just going to say if there's no props.users.length or there's no props.users.post, it's going to return stuff. All right, otherwise, let's do some stuff. So let's say let display posts, and we can say props dot. Oh, we should find our user, right? Okay, so let's say let user equal props dot users dot. How are we going to find our user? How can we find our user?
bind it with the, bind it by matching it with the posts.
So we're in this user component. What else do we have available? What, Eric? You're gonna cheat? How can you cheat? Hasn't happened yet. You can cheat, right? This is totally pattern based. This is the same thing we did like a couple minutes ago. So we can do find. And then this is going to be user. Eric, tell me what happens next. User.id.
Oh,
Triple equals. What else? Thomas, a little louder. That's right. So we're going to do number, and we're going to take props dot match dot params ID. Perfect. So that's our user. Now let's go get our post. So we'll say props dot post dot map. Each one of these is a post. We only want the posts that have the same user ID, right? So we'll say if post.user ID is equal to user.id, we can return, and we can return our li, give it a key. What do we want from our post? Maybe title, body, everybody, right? Yeah, sing it, Eric. Yeah. Okay, and we go post dot title. That is such a good song, though, right? I mean, let's get real. Like I know it's a pop song, like it's like really old, but like, come on, it's still around. Like it changed music. I don't know, NSYNC or Backstreet Boys. I can't tell them apart. Post dot body. That is true. I can't. Else. Return null. Let's just finish this puppy up here, and we can call our display posts. Oh, cannot read property length of undefined. Oh, we are so close. This would be weird. Stop. So we're still getting the same error. And so maybe we didn't pass things the way we are thinking that they're being passed or something. So we got length in two spots. So it's either happening here or here. Let's quickly put a debugger here. See if we can beat the error. Users. Do we not pass anything on? Props.post. So it's the issue with our users. Maybe we spelled something. There's like a really good chance we spelled something wrong right here. Right? It's really easy. If you know you can't spell, like all of a sudden debugging becomes a lot easier because you know what you're looking for. All right, so let's see what we get. All right. Oh, we didn't write the username. That's cute. Let's do that. We'll say user.name. Okay, Irvin Howe. Oh. Right, and we have all of their posts. This person's been somewhat busy, but not as busy as maybe Glenna. Let's look at her. Oh yeah, Glenna's a writer. We've got our albums. We can take a look. We've got our posts. So we've pretty much all the functionality done with the test. What? No, it's like 2 hours.
I'm using the search button now.
So I'm using the search for the enter. I didn't put a button in there, but we totally can. Hang on. User. Ooh, I don't know why that's not showing up. You can hear? Okay.
Where do you enter?
I'm writing it here.
And you don't have a search button?
I'm just hitting enter as my search. We can also grab users directly, clicking on Dennis. If we also want to be able to also click a search, that's totally fine. Let's just add it super fast. And we can go into here, and we can go, of course. Still got our button. Okay, do we care about styling, or would we rather just practice on our own? Yes.
So one thing about the styling is so, if the test was asking to have us like, how
For here? Yeah, we can do all of this stuff if you want.
right? So the question that I have about that is it best practice to actually have like different CSS for like page?
That's how I like to write it, personally.
Like I was also having problem like somehow importing the CSS into like, somehow they're not responding.
I'm happy to take a look at it. Let's do a quick vote. Do we care about seeing stuff? If you want to see CSS styling and all that, raise your hand. Okay, so we have like a few. So I'll keep going. If you don't want to, you don't have to stick around. You can keep going. You can like take off. No, you have to study David. But I definitely don't take it personal. I wouldn't stay if it was me, but I will. I mean, I am gonna stay even though I am me, but didn't use what? Nah, I didn't end up using it. I mean, we could really start refactoring. If we felt like it. For now, I can just delete that. It's a good idea. Not needed. All right, so let's start. First things first, I hate having the React apps favicon, so I'm going to change it. What do we want the favicon to be? Do we care? Let's say a picture favicon. Polaroid favicon. Look these up. Icons. Maybe there's a cool one. This looks cool. Yeah, this is awesome. So let's just download this favicon. Okay, and so in here, I'm gonna delete this favicon, which is gone. This is in our public. And then I'm gonna open my Finder. And I'm gonna go to our recent downloads. Should be somewhere, right? Where is this? Well, we just look for it. Here we go. This is it, right? Yeah, that's definitely it. Let's drag that, pop that in public. Boom. Test didn't ask for this, I know. But I don't like seeing the, like, especially, like, this is something a lot of people forget to do. Like, they'll make an actual project, like, for something, and they still have that. That kind of looks super cheesy to me. So don't do that. Okay, I guess we can read the directions. Import 2 fonts from Google, one for headers and one for bodies. So we didn't really use headers anywhere. So maybe I guess we can add headers to our pages. So we'll say in our posts. I thought I did. We can play around. Home, posts, albums, things, to-dos. Oh, nice, Max. We found one in the to-dos. Let's go fix that. And we go here. Where are we mapping? Here. E do.id. And while we're here, I'm just going to add a header. H1 1/H1 this do page. Okay. Max, nice catch. Oh, that's the practice. Okay. Refresh. Now our console's clean. Awesome. Users. Yeah, everything I'd say is pretty clean. Cool. Satisfied?
Yeah.
Okay. But passes the Max inspection. It's good enough for me. I love it. I love that they're keeping up with the detail. Okay, so what's next? Yeah, let's create headers on each page because I have a feeling we're supposed to, like, I could see that being on the real exam. So I might as well do it. We'll get that joke tomorrow. All right. Users page. All I did was return that here. Let's just div it. One. Post page. What else are we missing? Any more albums page maybe? God. Yep. We added it in the links. So, right, like we did link albums plus the album.id. So when we click to it, push us to that. Oh, I want to make sure I answered your question. Oh, yeah, ask questions. It's totally okay. We're done with the bulk of everything here. So we definitely made it on time, even if we don't finish all the styling. Albums page, users page, to-dos page, post page, home page. Okay, so let's go import Google Fonts. Yeah, I would assign. So if you want to have a strike through, Sure. We can definitely add that. So that's in to-dos. And instead of having it completed, we can give each LI class name where we could say to do dot completed, and if it is, we'll say completed. Otherwise, I'll just not give it a class for now. Okay, and then when we go to style this, we can do strike through. First, I'm going to do Google Fonts. Let's get going on these. So, what looks like, this looks like a weird font. Let's definitely use it. And then this looks like a sexy font. Let's use that. Okay, so we got to add this in our HTML. This will have both of them. Yep. And then we're going to go to our public HTML. Do a little sexy link there with those sexy fonts. I don't know why I'm saying that. And okay. And then let's keep track of these. So let's start styling. We'll go into our so app.css. I'm not so into a lot of this. Like I'm just not into it at all. Just gonna get rid of everything. Don't worry about stuff later. And then if we go into our index.css, that looks all right to me. And so we got to use these. So we said we're going to use on all H1s. We're going to use this one, and then everything else. So I guess in the body, I'll just use this one. So yeah, we'll get rid of all this. This is phony baloney. Okay. Doing it. See if we've got good fonts going. Nice. Looks really good. Excellent. Right? It just says import two fonts. It doesn't have to be. I'm also like, that's a really good font. So I stand by all my life decisions. So, okay. So we'll get rid of that. So that was a point, looks like. And then it says make each route's background a different color. Ugh. The top menu should have a consistent background color. All right, so we've already got this beautiful background color, which we can restyle that. And then we'll float around. So let's just go one thing at a time. So our home, let's give that a background color. Where is it? So home. We haven't made it yet, right? We haven't made a CSS for it yet. Thank you, Pam. So we're going to go file home.css. Let's see what we're dealing with in our home. Clean up. Also just clean up. So we've got a home class. Great. So we can say dot home. And we can give it a background of lavender. No. Lavender. Okay. A coral. Okay. See what effects that had. So it didn't have any effect. No, it's something else. Let's figure it out. first off, our HTML is like super small. This is something that I've come across a bunch of times and always struggle to fix because it's really annoying. Maybe we can get lucky and fix it, though, with minimal effort. All right, that's the goal, to do the test with as little effort as possible. Can we do the body instead of here? But we're going to be changing the body every time. So really, we got to really dive deeper into here. So we can look in here, we got class, our nav, beautiful. And then we are in this home, and we can say, why isn't this getting a background color? No, I didn't. No. You're 100% right why there's a mistake. Also, this is how you spell that. Sorry? It's in the because it's in the instruction. Yeah. Different color for every route. That's the practice I like to do. Yeah. Yeah, let's hear it.
What if you did like a for loop and you could just have library colors and then just like change the background color to each round?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, where would we put the for loop? Where are you thinking? So we don't know which color ahead it's on. Okay, no, I mean it's a cool idea. I think you could definitely do that. I'm gonna try to keep it. I'm gonna keep going with like the less work idea, but I like that. Okay, so import dot slash, because we are in components slash CSS slash home.css save. Still not. Why? Oh God. Any ideas? Isa, let's hear it. Background. Sure. In the nav bar. Yeah.
Just like the way you have that.
Let's take a look. // CSS / navbar. / CSS / home .css. What do we think is going on?
The class name.
I think lavender is just really hard to see. Yeah, so coral would work. So it does have lavender on there. Just not showing clearly. Okay, so now we have that. So that doesn't look so hot. Let's see what's wrong. How are we going to stretch it? Good idea. Let's see. So our app is small. Our HTML is small. Our app. This seems to have some sort of weird padding and stuff. Right, so maybe we want to do a CSS reset, or we can just figure out what's going on. I think we left some styling in here. So what if we what's this code? This isn't something that we were doing. Wait, was it? No, it wasn't. And I don't know what these are doing, so I'm just going to get rid of them. See our app CSS. See if it's doing anything funny. Not really. So it's kind of weird, right? Like why do we have this weird separation? And I'm going to argue that it's got stuff to do with our UL, and let's just try to find a reset. CSS reset. This looks like something we could use. See if someone else has done all the work for us. Wow, looks really extensive. Great. I'm going to put this in our index.css because it's the, that's not, it's our furthest one. Also remove this for now. This might really make things look weird. Okay, cool. So it took away a lot of stuff we already had. So it got rid of all of those weird spacings. However, our HTML is like super small. So maybe if we add something underneath here for our HTML, and let's see, we say min height, we can give it 100%. Maybe that will help. So now our HTML is 100%, but our body is not. Now our body's 100%. Our body's still not 100%, right? Ugh, I hate this.
If you use CSS, change the minimum height to this 100%.
VH? All right, let's try it. Like this?
100%.
What's VH doing?
I think it's network 4 times.
Huh. Let's see. We know we have a root here. And then we have an app.js. App.js is in something called app. Yeah, so when I was doing the solution for the test, I also came across this issue, and it took me way too long to figure it out. What did? Well, it looks like the body is still not the whole length. So our HTML is, but the body's not. Right? Oh no, the HTML is now small. Oh, maybe because of this VH. Right. That definitely expanded the HTML, but it's not expanding the body. I have no idea why. What do you mean? Yeah, so we could like hack it, but they'd still be able to scroll down. So the issue is, for some reason, our body doesn't want to go. So I'm gonna look something up. See what I did on the other one. I'm gonna refer to a previous piece of my work to see if it can help me. Okay. So let's try this instead. Instead of index of CSS. That's it. For now, I'm going to put these out. Oops. I'm going to try this thing that I had earlier. Where I went. I don't know. No idea.
When you're, when you go back
Go back here.
to your running,
Okay. Yeah.
are you, what's the, you know, maybe like URL or if there's
It's a styling issue. This is one of those like really annoying.
what's the issue?
It doesn't stretch the bottom of the screen. And I want it to. The home.css has nothing, has like nothing in it. So the issue really has to do with, we can see, hang on, that it's not stretching.
That's not only covered up how it's
There's a way to stretch it. I just haven't quite figured it out yet. So now we have app that's doing it. Great. Now it's just home that's small. So now I'm going to do home. And I'm going to go in height. Now it's, because now everything else is there now. So now it will work, hopefully. Great. Yeah, but I had to get it for everything. Okay. Because height is only the size, and in height is not for sure 100%. I wasn't taking up 100% of the screen. No problem. So that was a super duper annoying bug, but we're there, right? It's working. Okay, so now this looks pretty good up here. This is good enough for me. And so now we got to style this, and each one should be a lot easier now. Don't have any. Absolutely. So this, I'm going to give this a class name. I already did it here, but I'm actually going to move it. Instead, I'm going to put it here. And I'm going to make it CSS. That says posts. That's do. Post dot s. And I'm going to do dot posts. Can you plug that back in? Sure, at the end I'll push it.
So you're saying maybe the test won't be this long or not?
Probably not quite this long, but the test will be a while. You're not going to finish it in an hour. I don't know. I can't give too much detail. I'm not going to answer specific questions on the test.
What time are we starting?
After lunch, 2 o'clock.
After lunch?
There are reasons we're not studying, right?
We have professional skills in the morning.
Wait, cancel that? It was canceled for our test.
Okay, well, if it is canceled, then we'll be starting in the morning. But
No, we're people going. Yes, it would be better to start.
oh yeah. Okay, so the live feed is still actually going. And now we're back, so I'm going to do background. What color do we want to make this? Light green, maybe? Bit of color? One is, got to give this a min height too, I guess. When we go to post, I have to import it. Then in here, import dot slash CSS slash post.css. And we go, all right, we got all these posts. 6, we got home, got posts. Next we got to do is albums. So I'm going to go into here, new file, albums.css. And look at what's in our albums currently.
Sorry, on the next one, can you elaborate again on any one of the components? CSS or anything? Another CSS.
Yeah, and so I'm going to albums.
Whichever one that has the shift.
Yeah, I'm going to albums.
But this thing, okay.
Just the route is beating our state there. Oh my God. What happened? Oh, nothing. I thought it went off again. Please, don't worry. It's okay.
Right, so sometimes it will come in time and sometimes it won't, right? So by this,
Yeah, this one probably doesn't matter because it would just display nothing. I think if I get rid of this,
for one that would matter.
well, maybe they don't. Maybe none of them matter. Let's see. So this one doesn't matter.
But then if you're depends on when you refresh it, right? Because that could be like.
Yeah, this one's okay. This one's all right. We'll do it with each one and check. Okay, so import. Dot slash CSS slash albums.css. This is all in a class name called albums. So if I go to the CSS, Let's just do gray, maybe. Right. Okay, so now we've got home, posts, albums. I guess this, I'm gonna give this also gray because it's still in the same theme of albums. So I'm actually gonna go to our albums. Yeah, exactly. Ugh, exactly what I'm gonna do. Next we're gonna go to albums. Oh, we call it display album. And I'm gonna give this class the same thing for now. This is just albums. I'm gonna consider this the same route. So I'm gonna go here. It's cool. It's all still post. Right, and then to do's, what's a good color for our to do? I heard yellow and red. Okay, this will be our next two colors. So we can go into our CSS, new file, let's say do's.css, say dot do's background. But I think red's going to be really dark, so I'm going to do pink because it's similar. Min height, 100%. And then let's go into our do. And that's all already in to do, so let's just import it. Okay. We could do something like that, sure. CSS slash use that. That's right. I'm just going to get the baseline here. Okay. I kind of like that. But if we wanted to make it red, let's see what red looks like. Yeah, too dark for me. And then we're going to go to users, and somebody said yellow. So let's do yellow mellow. Users. This is going to return. What's this returning? Oh, it's called users. Great. So I'm just going to import something that doesn't exist yet. On the outside of the div that's wrapping the whole thing. User side. CSS. Now, with the way it's currently set up, there's got to be a better way to do it, but I'm crunched on time, and it wasn't coming easy. Background, yellow, min height, 100%. So this is that annoying error again where it doesn't see the route, and I wrote the route. So I have to do it again. I have an extra word. Pretty sure that I got the route right, but we'll see. Did I? Nice. Nice catch. Oh, Max. Thank you. Yowza. Okay, and do that also for display users because it's also kind of like the same route, right? One could argue that. Okay. And we click there. We get their information. Users, albums, posts. Oh. Rock and roll. Do we want to do more styling? You wanted to do the strike through, my man. Okay, so that was in to-dos. So we're gonna say, do you remember how to do strike through? Yeah? All right, let's just double check. You sure? Let's go. Line through. Okay, so that was in, so we already gave it a class name, if I'm not mistaken. So I can go dot completed. Cool. Any other styling that we really want to do? Don't really care. I'm happy to make this look as beautiful as we want, but I'm also totally happy to be done with the test. So either one. If you need me to go, if you really want me to go more, raise your hand. All right, it's done. That is the practice test. Thank you. I'm gonna stop screen sharing.